Schmoes Know presents HorrorFlix, a podcast covering all things horror, suspense, and psychological thrillers in the world of cinema. And now, here are your hosts, Cobbster and Cody.
What's up, horror fans? Welcome back to another episode of HorrorFlix, and we're just going to jump right into it today.
Are we?
Yeah, well, tell them your name first.
I'm Cody. Thanks for introducing me.
You're welcome, and I'm Cobbster, and we are the hosts of HorrorFlix, a show about horror films and all things about it. And we want to apologize beforehand. Cody, he got his girl pregnant, and she had it was like an alien, and it started.
It was a very quick pregnancy.
Yeah,
it
was like Men in Black, but not. It was just
really
scarier.
Like the octopus thing when
yeah.
it's around?
It was tentacles are going up in different holes that you didn't want to go in.
I have a phobia of octopus, by the way.
Do you really?
Those things, like, not sharks, not spiders. It's
octopus?
Or not? Is it octopuses or octopi?
Octopi.
I don't know, but I've had nightmares of just floating out in the water, looking down and seeing fucking tentacles coming yanking your leg down.
That's creepy. That is creepy.
I've spent hours on YouTube watching, like, videos of scuba divers going around and getting attacked by octopi.
That's fucking creepy.
There was this one, it took the camera away and swam off with its fucking camera.
It sounds more like a fetish than it does a fear.
No, it's terrifying. And then the scuba diver had to wrestle the octopus back to get the camera.
That's creepy. I didn't know about it. So you don't eat calamari?
I don't.
Of course
I don't want to piss them off.
Okay. Well, I don't. How did we get to octopus? I have no idea.
This is the octopus.
Are you afraid
episode.
of the Little Mermaid main villain?
No. Maybe that's what started it. Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway. I honestly don't know how we got there.
I don't.
That trended off so far. But it's good to know that you're
in, and I cannot trace how that happened.
But I guess you could say that you're afraid to die from octopuses, and so that plays well into our theme of today's episode. Oh, that's why, because I said your girlfriend was pregnant with the Men in Black thing. No. In all honesty, I was busy with finals. I had papers galore. That's a horror film all in itself, and I'm all through it. By the time this episode's done, I'm probably hungover right now at my cousin's wedding, or the day after his wedding, or just maybe drunk at his wedding still.
Sounds
Who
like
knows?
a normal day.
Yeah. So that's going to be really fun. And we got a lot of really fun stuff planned for the future of this show because it's summertime now. It's officially summer. Avengers Age of Ultron has come out, so that kicks off the summer.
Yeah.
And
people are getting out of school soon.
People are getting out of school, and we're going to be... This will be week to week to week, you know. So I'm done with school forever. This is all I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. Thank you.
HorrorFlix every week.
Yes, HorrorFlix every single week. And so this week we posted, or a few weeks ago we posted, that we're going to be talking about the best death scenes in horror films.
Nothing says a beautiful summer day like a good death.
Like a good death.
Like people dying.
Yes.
You know?
Because death in horror films is necessary.
It's okay. It's pretty common.
Yeah, it's pretty common.
I'd say about 90% of horror films involve a death of some kind.
If you're going to go see a horror film, someone is probably going to die, either physically or kind of metaphorically.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about some of the best ones. I wouldn't say even worst ones, because even like some of the worst horror films have the best death. That's
true.
Themes.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be fun. Plus, we're obviously going to read off a lot of your Facebook comments. You guys have a shit ton out there.
This might have been the most commented post.
Yeah,
I know we said that a couple weeks ago, but this might have topped it.
Yeah, and you guys were super excited about it, and I apologize once again that we missed last week. We promise we will make it up to you. We were going to get to pretty much as many comments as we possibly can, both on Facebook. I think I posted it on Twitter too. I'm not sure. If you haven't followed us on Twitter, at The Real Cody Hall, at Cobbster15, tweet at us. Right now, even if you're listening, if this is like a very old episode and we're like both famous, we're on TV, and you want to say, hey, these guys were once in a room on a stupid table with a couple mics, and now look at them now with a dog in the background. So look at us now. So let's get into this thing. Let's talk about death in horror films. So first of all, before we get to anything specific, what do you look for in death when you're watching a horror film? Like,
I want somebody to die first off.
Yeah,
no cop outs.
What's your go-to though?
My go-to, as long as it's creative, I don't want someone just getting stabbed or getting shot in the head. Right. For me, a lot of my favorite ones are just the most crazy things that you haven't seen before in a horror movie. Yeah. That's my thing.
Definitely. I do like, and I'm weird when it comes to death scenes, actually, because I do like bloody death scenes, but I don't like torture porn.
Yeah, I was about to say, I can.
There is a difference
to an extent.
Yeah, there is a difference. I would rather, I don't mind seeing someone get their head chopped off and then someone skull fucking it or whatever. I don't mind that, but I don't want to see nipples getting pinched off or ball sacks being jumped up someone's butthole or something like that.
What movie is that,
I don't know, but I'm just saying.
You had something to tell us?
There is a difference between, I guess, skull fucking a beheaded head is kind of torture porn, but
Okay.
whatever. I just the Hostels, anything
most
Eli
of the Saws. Yeah.
Most of the Saws, yeah.
Most of the
I can
Saws.
take some of the Saws to a certain extent because
Yeah.
they are creative.
Yeah.
As bad as most of those movies are,
Yeah.
they are very creative. But even like some of the fun death scenes in like more, I don't know, I guess horror films that don't take themselves too seriously are probably some of the best ones. Especially if the horror film is not good, but a funny death scene can come out of it, because it probably tries.
I have one of those that I want to talk about.
It's good. Okay, hold on to it.
Okay.
It's probably it's like good and bad. It's good because it's entertaining to us. It's bad because they're probably trying to be serious with it. Especially a lot of the like a certain series is in their 5th or 6th film and they're trying to be too serious and the death scene comes off a little too corny. Then that's kind of a bad thing on their part. But for us, it's fun.
All right.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Good job.
I think so.
All right.
So, and then there's also iconic death scenes too. Some that just really stand out. They set the tone for the film, and they just kind of pave the way to what else is going to happen in the movie.
Stuff like Psycho and all that. I'm not going to get into specifics,
Alien.
but
yeah. No, there's definitely iconic scenes, and there's definitely emotional horror scenes too that involve death as well. So let's jump into some of these ones specifically. I'm gonna go with the first Facebook comment on here. That is Emilio Amaro. Emilio!
Mighty Ducks, man.
Emilio!
Okay, Emilio! Emilio!
That's how every time that dude comments, I'm going to announce his name like that.
I do it the exact same way.
Yes. He says, a favorite of mine has always been Philip from A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, which is Dream Warriors. The way his veins were used as a puppet strings was uncomfortable, yet displayed as wonderful sense of dark humor. Great one. Have you seen that movie?
Which one?
Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3.
Yeah, of course.
The Dream Warriors.
Long time ago.
Long time ago.
Recollecting so much.
And by the way, when we get into these, we're talking about death in horror films, so there's going to be some spoilers.
Yeah.
Whether these movies are serious or if it really doesn't matter because it's just the movie sucks so much, there's going to be spoilers.
Speaking of which, we're going to do this thing. If I have not seen a certain clip,
oh, yeah, that's
or
right.
if you have not seen a certain death scene that you guys brought up, we are going to watch these videos live.
Yeah.
Okay? This is going to be a lot of fun. Okay.
Yes.
So the first one was from
Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors, which we both seen. Yeah. I think it's a great scene because if there's anybody out there that has creative death scenes, it's Freddy Krueger.
Yeah,
in
he has
Nightmare
fun with
series.
it.
He does because he's a sick, twisted bastard who likes touching kids, and he just wants to keep messing with them. And in this one, he plays a kid like he's a puppet, and he's the puppet master.
Yeah, I remember this one.
Using his veins as the strings. And when you actually see them come out of the skin, it looks great because it's practical. It's not CGI.
Yeah.
And so in that it makes it more authentic and makes it more fun. And seeing the pain on this dude's face, it's terrible. It's really, really bad.
I would love to act in one of these scenes.
Yeah.
How would you direct that? Okay, man. So you're getting your veins pulled out.
Your veins are being pulled out.
And it's funny to Freddy, but you got to be in the worst pain of your life. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay.
He's like, so wait, well, so how do you got to think about that? There's veins in your dick, right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
So, what if he?
Hold on. That's the first. That's the first thing you go to. There's veins in your dick, right?
Well, I'm just saying, the veins are coming all over. If I'm Freddy Krueger, I'm gonna be creative about it.
Yeah, you'd probably go for
pop
the
a
dick
vein
first.
in his fucking dick. Yeah. I mean, come on.
All right.
There's veins all over your goddamn body.
I didn't realize there was actual logic behind this. Okay,
yes, there is a bit of logic behind it when you've got veins popping out of your dick.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yes. So go ahead. You got another one?
Yeah. Real quick, this out of the way. George McCann says the shower scene in Psycho.
Of
Granddaddy
course. I mean,
so we're not gonna go.
Yeah,
too
I mean,
much
we've
into
talked about this one before, but it's definitely inventive.
It's arguably the most iconic death scene. Everyone knows it.
That next to Jaws, I would say.
Yeah, we got to pay respect to it.
Yeah,
but I got one here. By the way, it's going to be the first one we're going to have to watch live, so I'm going to get it ready in a second.
Okay.
But Trevor Hagen says Jason X, when the girl's face freezes.
You have never... Sorry, go ahead.
Hold on. Is that the liquid nitrogen thing that everyone's talking about? Okay, I'm going to look this up. I've seen Jason X a long time ago, not all the way through, though, so I don't remember this scene, I don't think. So
thank you for the comment, Trevor.
Thank you. A lot of people are saying this, so I got to look this up real quick.
You have never... Oh, my goodness. This is probably... Look... The Friday the 13th series takes it to fucking space. So, yeah, they kind of run out of ideas. And this series probably has some of the best death scenes in all of horror. There's another one in particular that is my personal favorite, but this is a good one. Put it up close and watch it.
It's Jason X Frozen Head Smash Kill, right?
Yes, please watch it.
It's 40 seconds long.
Turn it up. He's watching it live right now.
Oh, there's an ad. Hold on.
Okay.
We're going to edit this part out. and drop my phone. Here we go. Okay, now we're good to go.
Okay, he is watching it live right now as we speak.
Oh. Oh, dear.
You get a little boob action in there, too?
Oh, yeah, he's great strength. Who's that guy? Okay. Looks like a full-grown Kevin Hart. Okay. Oh, whoa. Oh, he is.
Yeah, he gets a little boob action in there, too. He's a perv.
He's getting a little horny in this situation. Okay.
And
this is interesting.
Into the freezer.
Oh.
Into it.
Oh, this is like a really bad. Oh, this is like high school.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh, her entire head is Oh. Oh, shit.
It's so good.
Oh.
As shitty as that movie is, that is such a and I love the
cool
way
way to go. How do you come up with that idea?
It's cool. It's interesting. It's very but I love how he throws the body because it's clearly a doll.
Yeah.
And he's got so much strength that he just throws it like it's a freaking doll.
Wow, that was
yeah. That movie's got a couple cool death scenes.
Yeah,
in
that's
there.
fun.
There's another one in there too. Hold on. Someone actually mentioned
that's Jason X.
Yeah. A couple people mentioned Jason X, which I'm glad that there's. I don't want to say fans of this movie, but you know what I mean.
People who actually did not
William Shockley posted a picture of it. One of my favorite death scenes belongs to Jason X, the liquid nitrogen scene.
Okay.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Okay.
There's another one who brought up, Glenn Ingram. He says, I'm just going to leave this here for you guys. Have you seen the sleeping bag death scene?
In Jason X?
Yeah.
I want to say I have.
Okay. Well, yeah, basically, he gets put through some kind of stupid simulation as if he's back at Camp Crystal Lake.
And
there's two girls like, hi, do you want to have sex? And then he just puts them in two sleeping bags and starts bashing them against trees. It's so funny. It is so funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. I'm glad you enjoyed that, and I hope you all did, too. We got another comment on Facebook, too. This one comes from Jennifer Van Drill. In High Tension, the opening murder sequence, the killer sticks the father's head into a banister of the stairs and then uses a piece of furniture as a battering ram to decapitate him.
I love decapitation scenes, man. When they're done right, it's freaking beautiful.
And this one, I think Alexander Aja did this movie as well, who's one of my personal favorites.
So, yeah.
I want to say that he did. I don't know.
If not,
we're not fact-checking this.
We're not
going to
look this one up. We waste too much time.
That's fine.
Anyway.
It is definitely a brutal scene. It makes it feel very real, too, when you watch it. Because, I mean, you see a head get decapitated, and it might be a little silly to a certain extent, but the quality of the film and the actual color make it feel so real, and just the way you actually see his head pop right off and the blood squirting out.
I gotta watch High Tension again, man. I remember having fun when I first saw it. When it came out.
Yeah, it's been a while. I gotta ask you too. When you get your head cut off, do you think blood actually squirts out like that, like big crazy?
I don't think it like squirts out like Kill Bill style. Are you talking about?
Yeah,
I don't think like that. I think it'll like ooze over rapidly.
Definitely ooze over.
Like it'll probably like be in a state of shock. You're not gonna be like, what the fuck's going on?
That's true.
And all of a sudden, the blood's gonna have nowhere to go, and it's gonna roll down.
And if you're cut off by a lightsaber, it'll cauterize the wound.
That's true. Yeah, it'll be good and it's clean.
Yeah,
way to get decapitated.
Okay, I've always wanted. I mean, I've seen like
one of my favorite decapitation scenes is
what?
If someone brought this up, I'll mention them later in the show. But Final Destination, the first
Which one?
Remember the first one? Sean William Scott.
Oh yeah.
Remember the wire?
Oh yeah. You're dead. You're dead. Yeah. I totally remember that.
He
one.
just rolls off.
I felt so bad too because he was a Jets fan too, and my dad's a Jets fan, so I was like, that sucks. Yeah.
Okay. No,
you don't want to get his head
fans,
cut. And plus, he was such a geek in the movie too. Like he was just so nerdy.
Typical Sean William Scott self.
Yeah. He wasn't the Stifler character.
Yeah.
No. Another good. Actually, there's I mean, speaking of death, I mean, Final Destination, as much as off the rails that series went,
there's creative.
There's some really creative death scenes all the way through, even to number 5.
It doesn't have to be even like outrageous. One of my favorite ones was in the second one, I believe, when the guy's driving and the log just falls off the road and bounces up.
Oh
and
yeah,
in
like in the actual premonition.
Yeah. It makes me just laugh.
It's because when you see his face, he's just like, oh, like, fuck. Yeah, like there's a log going right for my head.
That's the perfect reaction.
I would say if we're talking about getting heads chopped off or smashed, I mean, Final Destination 3, when the stupid black guy, he's working out. He's like, yeah, baby, yeah, And then you think that the two swords are going to slice his head in half, but instead he lifts it up and then two, I don't know, bars or the actual plates come down and smash his head.
That's the way.
It's pretty brutal.
That doesn't sound like a fun decapitation.
No.
There's fun ways to get your head chopped off. That does not sound like
there
it,
was plenty of fun ways to get your head chopped
like
off.
Like a lightsaber.
Yeah. But I mean, the first Final Destination, I will say, is
I love that movie.
Is a much more grounded movie. Yeah, because it's the whole idea of death haunting you and coming back after you after escaping death, and I don't think there's anything more creepy than that because you can't escape it.
You can't.
Well, there's ways
you can hide in a room.
Yeah, like Allie Larder did until she gets
got
killed
in the second one. Yeah.
But it's true. I mean, death always finds a way. Death will find a way.
It's like
what is that
reverse
from?
Jurassic Park. It's like life finds a way, but it's like.
But I know
it's like the evil Jeff Goldblum.
That's true. But someone says death finds a way.
Death finds a way.
For some reason,
Final Destination.
For some reason, I don't know why, but the Mummy comes up when I hear that. Like, I don't know, but I love Tony Todd.
Fraser on your mind.
I love Tony Todd though in the Final Destination.
Yeah, best part of those movies.
Helen. No, I'm just kidding. That was
please keep going.
That was
do the rest of the podcast like
that. Someone else brought up there was another good scene from Final Destination. As long as we're still on it. I believe someone brought up.
Someone brought up a Final Destination 3 one right here.
Okay, which one was it?
Scott Bryan says the tanning beds. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
that one was brutal.
I can't watch that one. I just burning alive. I think for me is the absolute worst way to die.
That's not fun.
I would rather drown.
I'm speaking from experience. It's not fun.
No. I think I would rather jump into a wood chipper in like Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
I forgot about that one. That's one of my favorite scenes.
Just burning alive just sounds so painful. It's essentially getting eaten alive.
There's like
but
no
worse.
like quick out in that situation.
No,
you get stabbed in the heart, you die pretty quickly. You get decapitated, obviously you die immediately.
You are slowly.
Yeah, burning. You're like slowly.
Dying.
Even like drowning, you can just breathe in and it'll be
your lungs could pop.
Yeah, it'll be like slower
than
burning.
It's
crazy.
brutal. It's actually the way that scene is shot too, because it focuses on the two beds. Like the last shot of them, it transitions to them in their funeral caskets. I thought that was actually really interesting the way they did that.
Or no, you have another Final Destination?
No,
I don't have any more of those.
I'll bring. I'm sure there's gonna be another one in here.
Jennifer actually had another one in her comment.
Jennifer,
she said,
what did she got?
First one she said high tension. She also said, as for bad, the ghost ship. Remember the wire?
Wait, bad?
She says bad, I think.
How dare you,
and
Jennifer?
And for as bad. Oh no, never mind. I take it back. She says, and for as bad as Ghost Ship was, it had my favorite group death scene. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I read that wrong. My apologies.
I'll admit Ghost Ship isn't the greatest.
It's a terrible movie.
No,
but that death scene where the cable comes down and slices everybody in half on the dance floor.
Great opening scene.
Is the coolest thing ever. I love that movie.
And that's the thing about horror films. It's like a lot of horror films establish the tone based off how someone dies at the very start of the film. And this one, regardless of whatever the hell this tone was for this movie, it sets it up pretty well. It's a really great opening scene. It's still how that girl survived that I don't know. It jumped up or ran around over. I don't know, but I love seeing like the captain's face like just tear off. Yeah. That's a good one. That is a good one.
Good job.
You know who's in that movie? Carl Urban.
Carl Urban is in that movie?
Yeah, he's the dude who's got like the super long hair and he's got a beard.
Really?
Yeah, super young Carl Urban before he was big.
That's where I was introduced to Mudvayne. Remember
Mudvayne?
Mudvayne? They had the credit song.
Oh, dude, I love that. I love the ending of that movie of when she's sitting in the hospital bed and then you see the gears and
I lost my mind. As a kid, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm a big metal fan, so I love that song. Yeah,
anyway,
that's true. I remember that. That's a cool.
Be sure to check out our second podcast, Mudvayne. All things Mudvayne. Anyway.
Dig. Okay. Eric Bibbins on Facebook says, my personal favorite, how about the opening scene in Sinister? I went into that movie with no expectations, and the first shot of the movie to be a family standing by a tree as a branch is slowly being cut down was right eerie. Maybe it was old camera or the sound of the reels moving, but man, it gave me some chills watching it. Thanks, Eric.
I think the home camera thing was what got it for me, because that's such a weird thing to see on a video camera.
And I definitely think that is the strongest part about the whole movie. The movie has some
problems love Sinister as much as a lot of people did. I liked it.
I liked it a lot, yeah.
But I'll admit that's probably one of the best parts.
Yeah, I do think so too. I mean, talk about establishing tone at the very start of a movie. That is a great way to do it, because there's no sound other than the actual film reel just going around and around. It is very creepy, and to see them struggle as you're not hearing anything is scarier, because you can imagine that they're painfully struggling through this ordeal.
They don't just cut away right away.
No,
it
holds
lets you
on
watch that. It's quite disturbing to see. Anyway, moving on. Alan Michael Cumbis said, oh man, there are so many. Two come to mind immediately. Number one, Johnny Depp's death in Nightmare on Elm Street. One of the bloodiest in history until torture porn came out. It was a masterpiece of blood rushing up to the ceiling. Delicious. That's what he says.
Definitely. I would say out of the whole first movie, this one's probably the death scene that stands out the most.
Mine's Tina.
You got Tina's for
that
you?
was one of my favorite ones from one of our earlier episodes. But yeah, Johnny Depp's that one's great.
It's brutal because what is he doing to him?
I don't know.
What is he? How is he? Is he eating him and shitting him out blood? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Knowing Freddy, he would probably do something like that. But
does he have a rope tied to his vein dick and he's pulling that?
His vein dick. Yeah, he's bringing it. He pulls out his vein dick. He's like, eat this. Fresh meat.
It's like spaghetti.
Prime time, bitch.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that is a good scene. I love the way they filmed it too, because I think what they did is they had like one of those spinning rooms and they span it upside down, but then in post they just reversed it. Because you can see it looks like it is actually reversed, which I'm pretty sure is something that they did. But definitely very creative and inventive. Scott Bryan, he brought up the door scene, the garage door and Scream, which is a mixture of funny and horror. Yeah. But I can't take that scene serious anymore because of Scary Movie of like the fat chick trying to get through the thing, and he's like scratching his head with the knife. You know, it's super funny. But yeah, that's definitely a really good one. Of course, Igor Urbanski. I said that right. I've been saying the names right. Yeah. He says, of course, this is obviously one of the most iconic ones. The death/burst scene out of all of my all-time favorite horror sci-fi movies is the infamous alien chest birth scene from Alien. I don't think I should have add anything to that scene. We all know and we all love it. Yes, definitely. Igor. That is a great scene. Yeah. No, I mean, any chest bursting scene is going to be good.
Is it?
Imagine just the dick popping through your chest. It's essentially what it looked like. I mean, we all thought it. It's okay.
Okay.
Except it just had a little mouth. I mean, they have mouth, but it had teeth.
You like dicks with big mouths? Is that what it is?
Jesus, dude. How did this podcast turn about veins? I don't know. We started out with
octopi and then
peepees.
Okay. Sorry to any family listening to this.
He called the shit poop.
James Joseph Lister says my favorite by far is from Wrong Turn, when the group is escaping the inbred cannibal hillbillies through the trees, and Emmanuel Chukri's character takes an axe through the mouth. The fact that her body then falls through 100-odd meters of branches to the forest floor while top of her head is left chilling on the axe blade has always left me amused. Good job, James.
Yes.
That's a good one.
I'm glad he brought this one up. I haven't seen this movie in so long.
It's been a long time.
You know they made like 5 of these too?
I know. They're all like directed to
I've only seen the first one, and it was a cool little subtle horror film. You know, I love that idea of just crazy inbreds that are cannibals just in the woods. And like the screams and yells that they have too.
The idea of just getting trapped in the woods just scares the shit out of me. Like you just fucking car.
They set them up too well. I mean, they got the barbed wires and the trees, and I think that is a really great death scene. And then I'm trying to think who directed that movie. I feel
was
like
it Alexandria?
No, it was not. Sorry. But yeah, cannibal. I think there needs to be more movies about cannibals.
Yeah,
there's not a lot
underrepresented. I can't. You know what I mean? Underrepresented.
That's good. You just got a new job. You're gonna be a manager.
I'm gonna be. Yeah, I can't handle.
Can't even
shit,
manage your own words. Okay, but yeah, I definitely do think. I mean, only a few come to mind. I mean, Wrong Turn, Cannibal Holocaust. But even in Cannibal Holocaust, the main focus is on cannibals. But
yeah, I can't think of any.
Good death though. Good death.
Good job,
James. A lot of death scenes with heads. A lot of
again going back to that decapitation. I know this one wasn't decapitating, but you know.
Yeah,
it's a
essentially, it was a
good way to kill somebody. Go for the head.
It was a half decapitation.
Okay,
how about that?
Right.
Well, speaking of heads being chopped off, have you ever seen the death scene in Jason Takes Manhattan?
No, I have not.
Okay, type in Jason Takes Manhattan punch.
Okay, Jason Takes Manhattan punch. Okay,
please. You might have to skip through it. It's kind of a long scene.
Okay,
but for those of you out there, especially Matt Brown, I know that you're a big fan of this one. You will know that Jason Voorhees is a very powerful figure.
That one? Right there on top?
Yes.
Okay.
He is a very powerful figure, and he will do pretty much anything to get what he wants and kill a bunch of teens that just want to go around.
Give me some backstory here for this. What is going on?
I'm building it up right now. Okay? We all know that he has some pretty inventive ways of killing, just like Freddy Krueger does. Michael Myers isn't that creative. He
doesn't really have as much fun, probably. He just kind of does it just to find any way to do it.
Like Voorhees is like a dumb, smart kid that just kills people in ways it's like, oh shit, this was creative, but I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, okay.
How about that? We'll say that. So in this one of the main characters is a boxer, and he
the irony.
He goes toe to toe with Jason, and he starts beating the shit out of him.
Does he at least go a couple rounds? Or
He goes
a 5-second knockout.
He goes pretty well, you know. But then he
okay.
eventually gets tired out because I mean you can't punch Jason a billion times without getting tired out, and then this happens.
Okay, here we go.
How long is the scene?
20 seconds.
Oh, perfect.
So he's panting heavily. Take your best shot, he says.
Motherfucker.
Oh. Let's get. Oh.
Jason Voorhees
He
straight up punches the dude's
off his
head
body.
clean
Into the dumpster.
off. Into the
nice
dumpster.
little bank shot into that dumpster.
You don't get more skills than that. That is honestly one of my favorite death scenes of all time.
That's pretty great.
The first time I ever saw that, I could not believe, like, a studio exec sat there and said,
"It's like, that's good.
Go ahead. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. You know, yeah. In a couple years, we're gonna go to space anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Fuck it. Liquid nitrogen.
That is so funny. Such a funny scene.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, that's probably one of my favorites. I'm sure out there. So let's see. Let's go back to Facebook. Marcus Pinkney. He says, most outrageous, you have to look straight to find the Final Destination and Saw franchises. I love the pigeon leading to the fall glass and flammable jelly scene from each respectively. So, okay. So Final Destination 2, when the son, he goes to the hospital for some reason, and then when they leave, he's with the mom, and there's a bunch of pigeons on the floor, and he goes to scatter them.
He's like the dentist, and you think it's going to happen there. You think he's going to die there, and everyone's like, oh no, and then he gets out and goes to the fucking birds.
Good call, because I hate the dentist just as much as anybody else does, and you think shit's going to go down in there, and it comes when you least expect it. He had to go scare off some damn pigeons, and then there's just this huge,
glass thing?
Huge glass just falls, and it just smashes him. Just straight up smashes him right in front of his mom. Brutal. And then in the jelly scene that he's talking about, I believe is in the first Saw, of when I could be wrong, but this sounds what it is because I've seen it recently. Is the one scene where the dude has a lighter?
Oh, yeah. This was one of my favorites. I want to bring this one up.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's got like the gasoline rubbed all over him.
Yeah, and there's like all the numbers on the wall, I think, and he has to figure out the lock combination, I think.
Yes,
something like that. But
with all these sticky notes.
They can't get the lighter on him because he's going to burn up. And of course he does.
Yeah, of course he
that one always got me.
I believe that's what he's talking about. If not, then I'm sorry. Yeah. And he also brought up a weird one was the lawnmower from The Happening.
This one's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
Just laying there.
Yeah, because I mean, The Happening, obviously, we've talked about this before. It had some really great ideas of people just naturally killing themselves because that's what nature wanted us to do.
I would love to do a full podcast on The Happening one day.
I think we should.
One day.
I think
one day we should, just on the greatness of that
And
movie.
I know Chris Stuckman's a huge fan. And he's a friend of ours, too. I think we should enjoy that whole movie with him.
That'd be a good time.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Anyway.
We'll do that. Have you ever... Okay, I haven't seen this movie on purpose.
Talking about Garbage Day?
Yeah. Have you seen it?
I've seen the clip. I have not seen the movie.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, Claire Batsman says, and of course, we can't forget about the Garbage Day from Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2.
That's a great one.
Just, I don't know. I don't want to go see this movie just because this scene, like, just set it up like, okay, I don't need to see this movie. But just... Garbage Day. Like, I can't tell you how many times just me and my friends would be sitting there. He's like, hey, what's today? He's like, Garbage Day. Just, it's so fun. Like, I used to be in a band. Like, we want to start off a song that just says Garbage Day. Yeah. So
transition into Mudvayne right there.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go to another one. Let's see.
We got Tyler Myers. We got the Quince death
Jaws.
Yeah,
of course. Brutal too because he comes off.
One they don't cut away from. That keeps going.
And you don't expect it either. I mean, you expect like Richard Dreyfuss to die, if anybody, just because he seems like he's not a weak character, but as far as his personality, he's weaker in the sense, you know, that as opposed to Quince, like fearsome, like I'm gonna catch a shark and I'm passionate about it. But Quince death scene, and when you hear him scream as the shark bites into him, pretty brutal.
Especially knowing his history with the little monologue they did earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
That one just gives me
chills.
Ugh.
So yes, Quint's death scene definitely was one that stands up, and again, iconic. You know, when you got Jaws, it's gonna be an iconic death scene.
Speaking of iconic, Michael Gonzalez says not super scary, but Father Carr's death in The Exorcist. It's an incredible climax for the story and was a huge emotional impact that made perfect sense for his character, which is something you don't see in many horror movies today. That's true.
It is true, and you know, it brings up that notion of an iconic death scene because just because people die in horror films, I mean, yeah, obviously it's fun to see people
This one
die.
had meaning.
It had true. I mean, talk about pure evil versus good, and him taking his own life like that. In horror films, when there is enough emotion like that, and you feel for someone dying, that just really speaks to how great the horror film is. I mean, you don't get a lot of really great emotion in horror films, especially today. And when you do, it makes it that much better. Not just a good horror film, but obviously a great film in general.
Yeah, that's one of the better ones, I gotta say. That's the reason why that movie's so great.
Exactly. And it makes you fear for the characters as well.
Yeah,
I
makes
think
you get attached to them, yeah.
Let's go with Nicole Hamilton. I actually haven't seen this one, so we might have to look it up.
Oh, really? What is it?
The C-section on the stairs from Inside.
I haven't seen that either.
The whole movie is a great metaphor for the horrific nature of pregnancy and childbirth, but that scene in particular is so brutal. I didn't quite expect it to go there, so I was caught off guard. I think she has a link here. Oh, it's for the trailer. Oh no, I saw this trailer. But yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that death scene.
Interesting.
You want to try to look it up? Try to look it up. It's called Inside. Just try Inside C-section. Or maybe we should not. Maybe we should not spoil that for us.
No, I'm doing this.
Okay. All right. Fine. Jeez.
Wait. This is just showing me actual videos of C-section. Hold on.
Jeez, okay. No, I let's skip that one for now. I don't want to see actual C-sections. That's something that's not particularly on my mind at the moment, but that's okay. But that's a great comment. I'm gonna have to go check that one out, Nicole. Nicole brings up some really great ones. A lot of foreign stuff that we need to freaking catch up on. Yeah. We're horrible sometimes
with the foreign stuff.
Yeah.
We're from America, dude. Like
it's America.
It's America.
We're foreign to them.
Of course. Are we? I know.
Maybe.
We're sorry, guys. We're trying. It just a lot of these movies aren't readily available.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like we can find them online if we really tried.
Yeah.
But we got stuff to do.
And also, we're busy. we're busy people.
Yeah. We got shit
as
to
much
do.
as we would love to do this all the time. I mean, granted, summertime is around the corner.
Remember how long it took to plan this episode? Like how can we sit down?
True. That is very
true.
Just kind
watch
of ramble off. I know.
Whatever.
But Claire Patzman brings up another one. She says, immediate thought was the defibrillator scene from John Carpenter's The Thing. Nice. But then again, pretty much every death scene in that movie is fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you for bringing it up. We've talked about this one before. The Thing has some of the best death scenes of any horror film, for sure. And the defibrillator. The defibrillator. Definitely.
Now I can't do it. Defibrillator. There we go. God.
The defibber.
That's a tough word every time we bring it up.
Fucking defibber.
Whatever.
All right, let's go down. Let's go down the line. Let's go to Nick Rutten says the wood chipper scene in Tucker and Dale. Very good. You want to play that game now?
You want to play the game? Yeah, let's introduce this game here.
Yeah, okay,
I have
this
idea.
Kind of fun. We'll take a break from the comments for a quick, but we're still going to be talking about death,
I have this idea
for
a game. I haven't planned it out too much. A lot of these are going to be off the top of my head. But I'm going to give you two scenarios. You can two death scenarios, okay? We're going to call this the Game of Death.
Game of Death.
All right, so we're going to hit some music right now. Basically, what we're going to do, I'm going to give you two death scenarios, and you're going to say which one you would rather do. You can have various reasons for choosing this scenario, whether it be more fun or less painful, whatever you want, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah, I was giving you some cool music.
Okay,
right
number
there.
one.
So like a little Upham's Corner, but
yeah, it's kind of like an
with death and penis
death
veins.
Version.
Okay.
Would you rather have your leg chopped off like in Saw and die? I know he comes back later in the series, but realistically, that guy died after he chopped his leg off.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Would you rather have that happen, or would you have the defibrillator scene in the Thing when you get your arms chomped?
Okay. What would be worse? Okay, so let's say, and I'm dying in both situations regardless?
Yes.
Fuck, okay. I was going to say, because if I had only one leg, I could still probably... I could use that. To make people feel bad and be like, girls would be like, oh, you lost your leg? How'd you lose it? I sawed it off. Oh, my God, okay. But I'm dead anyway, so it's not going to matter. Maybe like in the pearly gates or something like that. So, definitely, I'll take the leg because I'll sweep the leg.
I'd go arms. You want to know why?
Why?
The death one...
You can't.
Not for the aftermath. I'm not saying
it anymore.
You're going to die either way, man. Okay.
That's true. Okay.
The leg one is a lot slower and more painful. That takes him a while to cut that thing off. All right. Okay. He's got to go through the bone. He's got some tendons he's got to go through. It's like 127 hours. It's extremely painful.
Okay.
The arm one,
very
it's a nice little chop.
And you could die of shock.
Yeah, you could.
Okay. Maybe I'm just darker than you. Maybe I just want to die slower.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, fine.
Jeez. Okay. You got another one?
No, off the top of my head. So this is where we're going to stop the recording.
Okay, no. Okay, we're not going to stop the recording, Cody, because it sucks for me to edit that out. There's already enough shit I got to do, okay?
So, we're going...
beer in my head
we're going Jason
strong
now.
enough.
Would you rather have your, head explode, like in the liquid nitrogen scene, getting it smashed in the table after getting frozen?
Okay.
Or would you rather do the sleeping bag scene?
I would go the liquid nitrogen
Really?
because it's probably faster.
Yeah, well,
I think you would
don't
probably
take my method now. Okay. You're just going to say, well, it's faster and less painful?
Don't you, doggy?
All right.
Yes, I'll take that one. Okay, I got one for you.
Okay, oh, cool, because I couldn't think of any. Go
Okay.
on.
Would you rather have your head explode like in Scanners,
Okay.
or would you
have your head explode?
Hold on.
Like in...
or would you rather get your dick chopped off like in
Oh.
Hostel 2?
I gotta go head exploding.
Okay,
I can't
damn it. I just wanted to throw in
fathom
the
the
dick
thought
one in
of my
there to
dick
keep the
getting
theme
chopped off.
going.
I don't know.
Okay, one more.
Okay,
would
one
you
more,
rather?
and we'll go
Okay,
back.
how about this one? Would you rather be killed by Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees?
You know, I'm wrestling with this one. It's a tough one.
Because
Freddy would have more fun. But
Yes,
would that
because-
mean you'd have more fun?
well, see, here's the thing though. He kills you in your dreams, so you would be sleeping. So would you really feel the pain?
yeah.
Would you- Okay, okay.
You know, in Inception,
okay.
when he shoots him in the leg, it still hurts.
Okay, but think about
okay,
it.
but- yeah,
think
what?
about it in general. You're actually sleeping, and if let's take this into a real realm right here, okay? Where you don't actually see everything or feel everything in your dreams, okay? Because I mean,
Okay.
you look at people who dream; they dream of something, they remember it afterwards, but they're not in the moment. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Then what?
I still think I'm going with Jason.
Ah, you fucker.
I still think so, because that it's going to be not necessarily a lot quicker, but a lot more like swift. You know, he'll just
Sure.
chop your head off. Freddy is going to, pull your veins out and mess with you and all that stuff. That just
Okay.
seems like not a lot of fun. I don't know.
Whatever. You're not fun.
All right, fine, whatever.
Anyways.
Let's go back to the comments.
Yeah, let's go back to comments. That was fun.
That was the game of death.
a little prepared next time.
A
How
little
about that?
more. How about that?
Paul Allen. That your name is Paul Allen.
Shut up.
No way.
Hey, Paul! If he didn't bring up the American Psycho scene right now.
Wow, that is awesome.
Is that really him, or is that like one of the people who
his
makes, like, a
name
fan
says
account?
Paul Allen. That is fucking incredible. You have the greatest
Send me
name
your
of all
business
time.
card. Okay.
Good one.
All
Nice. No, but he actually
You like
brings
that
up
one.
the club scene in Collection. Have you seen that one? The
Yeah.
Collection? I know it's completely
That's the sequel
overdone.
to The Collector. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it showed early on that no one is safe. Plus, love the idea of keeping the man in the box, pun intended,
Mhm.
So that's funny.
I
I think
gotcha.
the best thing about this comment was that your name is Paul Allen.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul Allen.
No, Alan. Okay.
Like Louis Lewis in the
What else we
news.
got here? Wood chipper scene in Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Thank you, Cody Carson.
I haven't seen this one. Scott Owens says, dude, first off, I love your podcast.
Oh, thanks,
It
man.
gets me through work, and it's a big deal. Ha, ha, ha. I could have
Those were
put
3
more-
ha-has there.
I could have put some more emphasis. But scare that comes to mind is the scene in the movie The Beyond.
The Beyond. I have not seen this.
Look this up real quick.
Okay.
When they take the guy into a cellar and they nail him to the wall and pour that hot whatever it is on the guy and he practically melts. Super terrific death scene. Love you guys. Thanks. Aw, thanks, Scott. I love you too.
Thanks, buddy.
That's weird to say that, but whatever. Who cares? The Beyond. Look this up. This sounds very interesting.
Acid
because-
spill? Is that what you
Let's
said?
try that. Yeah, fuck it. Let's watch it right here.
Hold on.
Let's watch it live.
What did he say about it? Hold on. It was
Dude, he said something about melting.
Okay, here we go. 1981.
I want to see this too. Hold on.
Okay, come here.
No, you come here.
No, you come here. Hold on.
Turn your brightness up. Jesus.
Don't tell me what to do.
I'm going to come over to your mic. This is a long scene.
It is a long scene. Now we're fast. Whoa! You fast forwarded too much there. Okay. So she's walking into this room.
It looks like Stacey Howard.
I don't know if we have the right clip here from Beyond, but hey, this is still pretty creepy. Okay.
Looks like Stacey Howard and the Wendy's chick.
Okay. There's that guy.
She's looking down. Someone's pouring. Oh,
A nice little like
Oh.
zoom in. Oh.
is that acid?
That's yeah. It's like steaming.
Ugh,
Ew! It looks like
that
burning
looks so good.
Ew. I love the keep cutting back to Stacey Howard there.
Ah,
Oh my God. What is
Her
this?
face. Is this person alive? Not anymore.
Ah. It is
Woo.
like
That's pretty brutal.
oh now
I
she's
don't know what that is.
I love people listening to this. You're gonna hear
That's all you're gonna hear. Well, if you
Dude,
see,
it is.
I want to watch the Beyond
This
now. I
face
don't know what
is
the hell's
boiling and exploding into
what?
The eyeball
What was that?
exploded. The eyeball exploded. Hold on, I gotta go back. I gotta go back. Watch this. Wait for it. Oh. Oh, dude. Okay, here we go. Cut it back to her.
Here it comes again.
Okay, now she goes back. She's like, oh, that's like Abraham Lincoln right there. Now she's going back to this Frankenstein-looking thing.
zombies?
Watch this. Oh.
Here it comes. Oh, it's boiling.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
Watch.
Here it comes.
Oh, good God. Oh.
Nice one.
I
Good
don't,
one, Scott. Jeez.
I don't know
I've
if
never
that's
seen
the
this
same
movie
one,
before.
but oh my goodness.
It's like hot cum all over his face.
Now he is. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh. Now it's leaking over to her.
Oh, she's gonna melt.
And now she's slowly backing away.
Okay, stop it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the rest.
Sorry,
I don't want to see
sorry.
the rest. Jesus, man.
Whew.
Some brutal shit out there.
Why can't we do the comedy version of this?
Jesus, man. That's really good.
All
Thank
right.
you for that recommendation. I really need to see that movie now.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh God. Okay. Let me see. Heather Wilson brings up The Hostels. Pretty gory stuff. I mean, again, I'm not a huge fan. Let's see. Eva Vanis, who's a big fan, she says she brought up a few ones that we brought in, but this is a great one. Yeah, the Cabin in the Woods. She says the monster elevator free for all in the Cabin in the Woods.
That's so awesome. Just ding,
and then just everyone
out.
just comes out and just pure freaking anarchy. But that is a really, really great scene because talk about a movie that has fun with death scenes and is very self-aware of these death scenes too. Just brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Mladen Kulik says Hellraiser 1987, the death scene near
Frank.
the end. Now, I have seen this movie. It has been maybe 15 years since I've seen it,
man.
so I don't remember the scene.
Go for it.
Are we going to watch it?
Yeah,
here
watch
we go.
it. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
You can watch
Loading
it.
it
And I'm hoping.
Is it graphic? Is it
pretty graphic?
eyeball
yeah.
popping like the last one was? Okay.
People's things are being torn off. I don't know about his penis, but
let me fast forward here.
Yeah, get to the death. Get to the death, man.
Getting to the death.
Horror films.
Yeah.
Come on. What do you got? An iPhone 4?
Okay. Here we go. So he's
something
walking
about
towards
chains.
this woman. There's a bunch of creepy dudes. Oh.
Yep.
Oh! The chain of the blade went through his butt. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, went through his hand. Oh.
Wait for it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not great.
This is.
I wish we could show this actually, but I'll put. I
this.
have pictures.
Oh.
I have pictures.
It went through both hands.
Ugh. Not
Is he
good.
smiling? Don't be smiling, Frank.
Probably. He probably enjoyed it.
Oh, are you a
He's
fan
kind
of
of
the
a
Hellraiser franchise?
I've only seen the first
Yeah, me
two.
too. Yeah.
I've
I've only seen the first one. Yeah. Oh, this is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Frank was not a good
starting
character.
to remember
this.
this.
He was sort of a bad person.
Oh.
You know, he'd made some.
Now
wrong
they're going
decisions
through.
in life.
This is. Oh my God.
He's not going to remember that.
I don't. What are you saying over there?
I'm just commentating.
Oh my God.
He is. Yeah. Yeah. No more ketchup for him. Nope. No more spaghetti either.
What incredible practical effects, by the way. Bravo.
Clive Barker. Jesus wept. So good. Oh, it's just the sounds, man.
Oh, wow.
Good
okay.
stuff. Definitely.
I'm glad I saw
Hellraiser is a pretty gory movie and brings some pretty good shock value to it.
Wow.
So,
I'm not going to be able to recover after this podcast.
All
the things I've been exposed to.
We'll go
today.
for a few more here, and then we'll get into the bedtime stories. Let's see. Have you seen The Hatchet?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen the head splitting
Yeah,
open?
yeah.
Okay. Damn,
I haven't seen the sequels, but I've seen the first Hatchet.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the first one, too.
Okay.
And Torsten Frey brings up, The Hatchet was a crappy but fun movie. The death scene where the older woman gets her head torn off blew my mind when I first watched it. Absolutely. Again, really great practical effects there, too.
Nice.
And that's why I think everyone should, or at least does, love practical effects, because it looks very real, especially in the 80s and 70s, 80s, and a little 90s as well too. When it just like you can tell that it's not actually happening, but it's so realistic that it feels very real, and it's better than like. Can you think of any CGI death scenes like maybe like
that are like good? Or what do you mean?
Just in general, I mean, they're just very forgettable. Like bloody, like I can understand like when someone gets shot and it's CGI blood, that's one thing. But it's just it adds so much more tension and drama when there's actual like squibs and actual.
The Hellraiser thing I just watched was incredible.
Yeah, it absolutely
That's
was.
some of the best practical effects I've ever seen in that little clip, dude.
Oof.
Oh my God.
Very, very good stuff. So, so that's gonna about do it for all the death for today. I know
I've had too much death today, man.
Yeah.
We need to do a life episode.
Yeah, I think so.
Best birth scenes in horror movies.
That's a good idea. Maybe we can have an episode on people that have escaped horror films.
Yeah,
maybe. I mean, there's not
people
too many
who don't die.
People who don't die in horror films. The heroes, the heroines.
Heroines.
There you go. The good females of horror films that potentially escape their captors. So yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Segment here.
We will in a second. But firstly, thank you everybody for commenting on the Facebook page. It really means a lot, and we apologize for being so late with this episode. We promise you that we will be back on schedule next week.
Yeah,
and we'll tease next week at the end of this segment. But if we missed any death scenes that you're maybe out there that weren't really that we didn't really even bring up, because I'm sure that there's some. This was a very last minute sort of put together podcast. We really essentially just read off all your guys' comments because we felt like you guys deserve that for waiting for so damn long, and we're dumb. But I'm sure we'll talk about a lot of really great death scenes in the future. So from that, let's go on to one of our new segments, Bedtime Stories. Oh, yeah.
This doesn't sound scary at all, actually. This is like a bedtime stories. That was actually pretty good.
Thank you.
Good job.
This one, so what basically, if you guys don't know what Bedtime Stories is, the last episode that we did, I told a story about my aunt's imaginary friend Annie, which is a very real paranoia or paranormal scary story.
Yeah.
And so what we took to you guys, we asked you to email us at videocobster@gmail.com.
Yep.
And several of you did, and you brought in some of your own personal experiences. Some of you brought some stories that you've like creepypasta stuff, which are always really, really fun.
Yeah.
And so we have one for you guys from Scotty B.
Scotty!
Who lives in Texas. You said this was kind of one of your favorites.
This one, yeah. This
and
one
brought up a pic. He has a picture, too. I threw it up there right now. So do me a favor. Read it, and I'll react to it.
Okay.
This is Bedtime Stories by Scotty B.
I live in Lubbock, Texas, a college town in the bottom of the Panhandle.
This is really good.
Here we have an area that is infamously known as Hell's Gates.
Okay.
It's on the far east side of the city, which is the older side of town. There is not much going on over there anymore. There is an old train track that runs through this area that is no longer in working condition. There is a valley under the part of the train track, and this is where the gates are.
Of hell?
Who knows? There have been many stories of satanic cult happenings in this area.
Stop it. Fuck.
I didn't believe any of the stories until my best friend Ben had a first-hand experience. He went out there with some friends about 3 a.m. early one morning. It was the thing to do to dare friends to go out there late at night.
What the fuck is wrong with you
I know,
guys?
but who the fuck does that?
Fucking assholes.
Sorry,
okay, go ahead.
As the group was nearing the train tracks, they saw a bonfire through the trees and stopped in their tracks. As they peered further into the trees, they noticed about 6 or 7 people in black hooded cloaks surrounding the bonfire.
Fuck no.
My friend Ben recalls it smelling really bad. They weren't chanting or anything, just standing there. Suddenly, one of the hooded figures turned towards them, and without hesitation, the group of friends took off, going in a few different directions.
Fuck.
My friend Ben ran with another guy. They stopped to catch their breath in a cluster of trees. The smell was again very strong. They looked up and noticed that all along the limbs of the trees hung skinned cats.
Oh, no.
The guy my friend was with suddenly screamed and took off running, Ben close behind them. When they finally got back to the car, the other guy told Ben that one of the hooded figures was right next to them while they were stopped, and they cut him with a knife on his arm. Ben did not see this happen, but the cut on his arm did appear to be from a knife as opposed to cutting on a tree or something.
Ugh.
All but one of their group was missing. They all waited in the car, calling
Why
his
would
cell.
you wait? I'm sorry.
They wanted their friend.
Okay.
They all waited in the car, calling his cell continuously. After about 45 minutes, they decided they might need to seriously call the police. Around that time, their friend came out, bolting out of the woods, 2 dogs in tow, chasing after him.
Oh shit! Demon dogs.
He hopped in the car, and they took off. He said he was hiding and waiting for the coast to be clear, and when finally each started to try to leave, these 2 came out of nowhere and started chasing them through the woods. My friend Ben refuses to go anywhere near Hell Gates to this day, and I've spoken with others who were there that night, and all of them confirmed what happened. My friend is not the kind to make this stuff up, and with multiple other accounts of similar events happening, I absolutely believe it. I have been once. We did not have that near experience, thankfully. We did find a couch with red stains all over it, and that was enough for me. Below is a picture.
Dang, man.
Wow.
I don't like cults. I fucking hate cults.
That's why I was like, that's a good one for Cobbster.
Fuck that, dude. I'm never going to Texas, or at least, where was it? Lubbock, Texas?
Yeah.
Lubbock, Texas? No way. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Scotty, I'd love to visit you, but no.
You're coming to us,
just
buddy.
No.
We're not going there.
No way. God damn it. Well, you know what? I love this goddamn
segment.
segment.
This is a fun segment. Guys, if you have more stories like this,
please, add video.
Please, for the love of God, send these in. These are so much fun.
To videocobster@gmail.com, and we will read a lot more of them for sure, because there's definitely a lot more that we can read some. And I'm sure if we have enough, we can just do a full podcast on bedtime stories. So that's going to be a wrap it up, man.
Yeah, it was a fun episode.
Talked about death. Those 2 scary stories wrapping up really well. Next week, guys, big stuff. Our 10th episode. Very, very big for us. Because
it's a big deal for us.
It is.
We hit double digits.
We've been doing this for a long time now.
Yeah.
And so I think it should be established between us that every 10 episodes we'll do a Q&A episode.
Yep.
So next week will be all Q&A questions from you guys. So I'll post this
Ask
up.
us anything.
I'll post it up on Facebook. And then also send us your questions to videocobster@gmail.com, and we will read your questions there. It could be literally anything you guys want. Obviously, horror related. Ask some questions about what we think about certain movies in the past that we may have not talked about. What interests the most in horror films in the future.
If you want to know more about my octopus phobia.
Yes, there you go.
I'll tell you all about it. I can write papers on this.
Just ask us a question. We'll answer it out loud, and the next week will be a full hour Q&A with Cobbster and Cody.
All right.
So there you go. That's next week's episode. Get excited for that, and get excited for some horror movies. Hopefully there's some good ones coming out very soon. So be sure to follow us on Twitter. What is your Twitter handle?
I am at the real Cody Hall.
And I am at Cobbster15. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/HorrorFlix. HorrorFlix, HORROR, not the other one, even though we can make one for that too. And then also do all the fun stuff that you need to do to get us up there to number 1 on iTunes. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Rate us. Comment
review.
On there. Write a review if you haven't done so already. For those who have, thank you very much. We will be having another contest for you guys sometime this month as well. We'll give something away. More details on that very soon. And then subscribe to us on the Schmoes Know podcast channel if you're listening on there and you haven't listened to us on iTunes. So, and leave us a comment down below. Whether it's good or nice, we don't really care. It'll be fun.
All right.
So,
thanks, guys.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Love y'all.
Don't die.
Don't die.
Bye.
But if you want to, no, don't.
Bye.